allegedly abused Ziya over a long period of time sexually, allegedly controlled her life. Prosecutors say Butts got Ziya pregnant, and the judge said she believes all of the evidence shows Butts allegedly tried to abort the pregnancy himself. But the judge says she believes Butts injured Ziya and then murdered her.
He intentionally killed her and tried his best to cover it up.
But without finding Ziya's body, investigators focused on Butts, and they had to find his cell phone. Butts told police he had nothing to hide and told police to go through this photo in a heartbreaking way.
She is smiling and waving and saying hello. But little did she know that she was really saying goodbye.
The next thing Detroit should never forget is how 36th District Court Judge Aaliyah Sabri at a hearing
judge her credit, because the way she broke that nigga down, the way she even had to stand there and listen to it, because me, I would have probably jumped off. I would have been stranded. I'm not, don't, you know, like, we got to choose our profession as well. I couldn't be no cop because I couldn't even be a nurse. Oh, because, you know, nurses, they have to tend to everybody. So if you just came in there for doing something bad to a child, I might just fuck around and let you bleed out. I'm sorry. Like, so I couldn't be no nurse. I'm just telling you that right now. So, shout out to this judge. I just loved how she was able to control the emotions. I know it was hard, and break him down the way she did. Shout out to that judge.
Last week called out many adults in Ziya's life, saying they also
YouTube, you click the title, you read the page, so I'm going to just get to the point. Inside the ZiyahHarris story. Now, when I first got wind of this story, I'm not going to lie, it went over my head. It was one of those things where I was like, okay, this is a big deal. She will be found. They will find her. I'm seeing it a lot on the news, so clearly someone's looking for her. The internet is making it a big deal. It should be a big deal. We will find her. Fast forward a year later, this case is like not looking good. Not looking good at all. We still don't even know where this young lady is. I expect you to hold any and everybody accountable for actions disgusting like this. Anything of this nature. Shout out to Click on Detroit Local 4, WDIV, YouTube channel. They're going to break everything down for us. We're going to sit back. We're going to listen. We're going to learn. Because this should never, could never, would never, it can't happen again. I ain't gonna lie. I got a little emotional, so I had to pause the video. Because I actually just finished watching everything about the whole case. And I was watching oh God. Put it like this. I read them. I listened to the messages that the uncle was sending this young lady at the age, it started at 11. And if you don't know much about the case, I just want to say, so you can understand where the emotions came from. I just want to warn you. I really have to warn you that the details on this case is very disturbing. Again, the details in this case are very disturbing. It has me emotional because, like I said, I listened to the messages that the man was sending. This grown ass man was sending to this baby girl. And what hurts me the most, and I'm gonna let the video play, but I gotta talk. We gotta be here. Come on, we gotta be here. Why not? I think what hurts me the most is reading the "oh, she was so fast" comments. This girl was 11. 11. And she clearly had no support. No one that loved her. How the fuck can you call a minor fast, you sick sons of bees? And I don't want to get demonetized, so I'm going to leave it right there. You cannot possibly look yourself just look at yourself in the mirror and call that 11-year-old girl fast. People like you, I will call the police on. Anybody that considers this situation and look at this girl as some fast little girl, you the type of motherfucker that we should keep our eye on, and we should call the cops on your ass for the littlest things that you do. Because why you even consider that to be fast and not groomed and not a problem? If the first thing that come to your mind is this girl is fast, I'm concerned about you, because that means we can't have no fast woman around you. What you gonna do? Makes me look at you really different. Makes me look at you very different.
You know, the murder of ZiyahHarris has captured national attention. Her body never found, but we have learned so much about what detectives believe happened to her in the time leading up to her murder.
Tomorrow morning, the case moves to Wayne County Circuit Court, where the man accused of killing her, Jarvis Butts, will be arraigned on murder charges. Our Shanell has covered this case since his arrest, and tonight takes us inside the case. Sean?
3 names to remember here. Zion Foster, Detroit teen. There was a search for her right at this very Lenox Township landfill. Now, Ashley Elkins, there's a search going on for her right now at this same landfill. ZiyahHarris, there was not a search here at the landfill. A chief investigator on that case is also here, however. There's a search for her Metro Detroit wide. Let's focus on ZiyahHarris right now and catch you up on the things you did not know.
Why is there so much missing people? Did y'all hear that? They just said, yeah, there's a search for this person, and then there's a search for that person. Why is there so much missing people in Detroit? What the hell is going on? And this shit that get me mad, because don't they got bad water too? Well, that's Flint. But it doesn't matter. What's going on in Michigan as a whole? Because y'all got money for everything. This probably why. This probably why they be shutting my videos up. Because I be
About that
tweaking out.
disturbing case. Detroit should never forget the name ZiyahHarris. Now, just take a moment and look at the last photo taken of this child. ZiyahHarris was a child. She was 13 years old. Study her face. Look at the light in her eyes. Ziya took this final photo of herself at school January 9th, 2024. She was never seen again. Prosecutors believe she was pregnant. She was brutally murdered. The child's body has never been found. When charges were brought, Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy highlighted this photo in a heartbreaking way.
She is smiling and waving and saying hello. But little did she know that she was really saying goodbye.
The next thing Detroit should never forget is how 36th District Court Judge Aaliyah Sabri at a hearing.
Let me tell you something. That judge, let me tell you something. We got to give that judge her credit, because the way she broke that nigga down, the way she even had to stand there and listen to it, because me, I would have probably jumped off. I would have been stranded. I'm not, like, we got to choose our profession as well. I couldn't be no cop, because I couldn't even be a nurse. Oh, because nurses, they have to tend to everybody. So if you just came in there for doing something bad to a child, I might just fuck around and let you bleed out. I'm sorry. Like, so I couldn't be no nurse. I'm just telling you that right now. So shout out to this judge. I just loved how she was able to control the emotions. I know it was hard, and break him down the way she did. Shout out to that judge.
Last week called out many adults in Ziya's life, saying they also failed this child.
From what I have heard over the last 4 days and 5 days total, is that several people failed her. I don't know where her mother is. I don't know anything other than that she was forced to live in a home where she was not protected or given the adequate attention and love.
But Judge Sabri went further about how family members and Detroit also failed this little girl before she even mentioned the name of the man sitting in front of her, Jarvis Butts, the man at the center of a 5-day hearing. Bit by bit, prosecutors here worked to connect the dots that Butts allegedly abused Ziya over a long period of time sexually.
And you know what? Like, when did we stop judging people for what they look like? Like, when did we? Because a nigga like this, you couldn't even get close to me if you look like this. I'm sorry. I don't care. You got to get your life together. This looks like you're going through something. So because you're going through something, I can't help you right now. Because 9 times out of 10, whatever you're going through, you got to find the answers within yourself. Because if you look like this, you don't got your hair together. Like, come on. Like, my hair ain't done. I got a hat on. Like, put it together. Make yourself look like something. Oh, you can't be around me if you look like this. Because the first step is cleaning yourself up. He wouldn't even been around my kid. TT, you don't got no kids, whatever. But he wouldn't have been around my niece, nobody. Look at how you look. It's the first step.
Actually, allegedly controlled her life. Prosecutors say,
my bad, y'all.
Bit prosecutors here worked to connect the dots that Butts allegedly abused Ziya over a long period of time sexually, allegedly controlled her life. Prosecutors say Butts got Ziya pregnant, and the judge said she believes all of the evidence shows Butts allegedly tried to abort the pregnancy himself. But the judge says she believes Butts injured Ziya and then murdered her.
He intentionally killed her and tried his best to cover it up.
But without finding Ziya's body, investigators focused on Butts, and they had to find his cell phone. Butts told police he had nothing to hide and told police to go through his phone.
Things in my phone. Y'all have possession of my phone. Take a look at it. Go through it.
It's the shit that I don't understand. Nigga, you knew what you had in that phone. What you like go through? You said it like you ain't do like did you not read like I don't know.
I don't know what that's about. I don't know why she said.
Apparently, Butts was right. There was nothing linking him to abusing or killing Ziya on his cell phone, but that's where Detroit police data experts dug in. Expert after expert detailing in court how they extracted all of the deleted material from his phone. His web searches, how to abort a pregnancy using antifreeze, and then the thousands upon thousands of text messages he sent to Ziya. Detroit Police Sergeant Shannon Jones and her team got those deleted texts, and for hours, Jones read hundreds of those texts in court.
Guys, these text messages are disturbing.
After text showing a 42-year-old man in complete control of a 13-year-old girl.
He sends her a text that says, "Are you naked yet?" She replies to him and says, "No, I don't want to get naked." She replies, "Are you mad that I didn't get naked?"
5 days of this preliminary hearing, Butts was hunched over behind his lawyer with a mask on. I watched him for 4 days. He never looked up once. Jarvis Butts, the last person prosecutors say who was with Ziya. The final person, the judge says, who failed ZiyahHarris.
And while I mentioned other people that failed her, Jarvis Butts, you are the monster in this whole picture.
Being in there every single day was chilling every single day. If you're watching right now and your phone's next to you, take a moment, grab the phone, open up the camera, take a look at that QR code with that camera that's on your screen right now. That'll link you right to clickondetroit.com and all those text messages, the thousands of them presented into evidence and much more on this horribly disturbing case. Guys, this gives us a chance to talk about all the people who are missing right now in the city of Detroit. So many people missing. I've been asking Detroit police for a week, just give me a number of people who are missing right now in the city. They've not been able to provide the number because it keeps changing, and the team that goes out looking for the missing people are out looking and still have not had a chance to compile the number. That's how big the big picture here is, how many people are missing in this city. We'll continue to follow the Ziya.
Nah, it's funny because it's crazy because y'all know, if you don't know, I want to visit. I plan on visiting all the states before I die. So far, I've been to a lot. I ain't gonna lie, I've been to a lot of states. And I'm fiending to go to Michigan. And I'm fiending to go to, of course, Detroit. And every time that I try to go, there's always something that stops me. And I'm starting to realize it's something that's keeping me from Detroit. The fact that there's a bunch of missing people in Detroit is scary.
ZiyahHarris case. So disturbing, so sad. Back to you.
It's horrific. All right. We appreciate it.
Yo, guys, I'm going to keep y'all updated.